Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream right over here on the MIgardener channel. I am so glad that you're here. I'm so pumped. I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. I know we did. We had a super great Thanksgiving. Spent time with family. Spent time with extended family, relaxing, enjoying kind of the start to the holiday season. And I'm feeling super thankful. I'm feeling really thankful. I hope you guys have something to be thankful for as well. But I wanted to jump on here to give you guys a chance to ask some questions because if you don't know, you should know by now that we're doing a huge sale over at MIgardener.com. That's right, like all these seeds. Like, look at all these. All these seeds are 20% off. Everything's 20% off site wide. So the seeds, our fertilizer, our kits, our garden tools, like I said, all of our amazing fertilizer, everything's 20% off. And so I wanted to give you guys a chance to ask any questions that you have, but also to tell you about the amazing deal that we got going on because this is by far the largest sale that we always run. There's one time a year when every business gets a chance to get in front of thousands of eyeballs, and this is our opportunity. And so we really want to appreciate your support of MIgardener through subscribing to our YouTube channel, hitting the like button, following us over on Facebook, following us on Instagram, sharing with your friends. Those are all free things that you can do, and I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it so much. Commenting on our videos, commenting on our posts, and just engaging with the community, because that's really what we're all about is community. And then once the community is built, that's kind of the garden space, if you will, right? That's the garden space. And then once the garden space is built, then the fruits that come from that are a really amazing community of just like-minded people, and those are the fruits that we want to harvest. We want to have great conversation, great dialogue. We want to see people encouraging each other. We want to see more people growing more food and changing the world one garden at a time. And so I just want to thank you guys for being a part of that because that is so huge. And then obviously to facilitate that, we've always had super high quality seeds, the best quality seeds you're going to find for the lowest possible price. And what's even better is, so it started on Thanksgiving, and then we ran through Thanksgiving until Monday. All of our seeds, all of basically, well, our entire website is 20% off. You don't even need a coupon code. And what's better yet is if you have any rewards points, you can actually use those rewards points to check out and save even more than that. And so, yeah, I hope you guys will take advantage of it. I really do hope you guys will save big because after this, it'll be a long time before we have another sale. We only ever run like 3 to 4 sales a year. And generally, the sales that we have later in the season, those are intended to kind of get seeds moving that might be slower moving or might have overstock of. Those are times where it's like most people already have their seeds because our seeds are so cheap. I don't say cheap as in low quality. That's sometimes like cheap stuff is like you get what you pay for. It's expensive. Our seeds are already inexpensive because we supplement some of the cost of what the seeds would be with our YouTube revenue, which really helps to offset that and kind of subsidize the costs for all of you to keep the price super low. We also don't have, for those of you that don't know, we don't have a magazine or we don't have a catalog, right? We don't do those things because those are very costly and they have a very low engagement rate because most people don't use paper, marketing material anymore. Marketing material is done online. It's done digitally nowadays more often than not. And even though it's super fun to thumb through, they are very expensive to ship out. And so we opted not to, basically from day one, we opted to save the money off the catalog and just pass the savings on to you guys. So yeah, so I'm really excited about it, super excited about it. And I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys will check out what we got going on. So good question here. So there we go. Will you, this question is from Flora M44, says, will you consider selling hybrid corn in bulk? I'd love to get all my seeds from you, but really love those super sweet, triple sweet, and synergistic types. So we do have hybrid sweet corn. So we have ambrosia, we have the golden bantam, we have the bodacious, we have the peaches and cream. Those varieties are bilicious, not but yes, sorry, bilicious, bilicious, peaches and cream, ambrosia, the golden bantam. Those are hybrid varieties. You can actually go check out uh, our quarter pound packets. Those are a quarter pound of seed. It's far more than our normal packets. About the equivalent of about roughly 4 packs of no, maybe 6 packs of our seed. Um, so like our corn here, we've got forgot what my alphabet was for a second there. So we got our normal 20 count packs of sweet corn seed, and our larger packs, they're like I said, they're a quarter pound, so they're 4 ounces of seed. There's a ton of seed in there, and it actually is going to save you quite a bit of money if you get a quarter pound. The Bilicious is sold out. We do not know when we're going to get that back in stock yet. That's still we had it, it's sold out, and now we're waiting on to get some more. We're waiting on getting some more seed from our grower for that. But we should have another couple varieties of the quarter pound available. We also do have the quarter pound available in our beans as well. So um, if you are wondering about our beans, so we have tons of sorry, our bean wall. And we have so many amazing varieties of beans, but we do have a few varieties that we get lower pricing on. It's just we get better pricing when we buy a ton of it. And so we were able to work out some deals where a couple of our varieties of beans we're able to offer a quarter pound of, which is like a lot more than you'd get in like a standard packet. They cost more, but you also save more if you're going to use a ton. And then we also have peas. So if you want to get a bunch of peas, you can get a quarter pound of peas as well, like your snap peas or your sugar snap peas, stuff like that. So definitely, yeah, good question. Um, okay, yeah, good question here from Eleanor Garospi. Sorry if I butchered your last name there. But Eleanor asks, when are you going to get seed potatoes back in stock? Great question. So seed potatoes are a spring item. We're not going to have those back in stock until probably like April. And the reason why is because they've been harvested. Our growers that grow them for us have basically harvested them and have them in cold storage. If we were to ship them to you right now, keeping them fresh until spring would be your responsibility. And they have tons of amazing technology that can keep those potatoes nice and fresh and viable for you until it's planting time. So just stay patient. Around the time when we would normally ship out like our dormant plants, like our bare root berries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, asparagus, um, uh, rhubarb, stuff like that, right? Horseradish. We're also planning on having seed potatoes next year as well. We sell them by the 1 pound bag, so it allows you to not only save quite a bit of money, but it allows you to try a bunch of different varieties if you don't want to have like a 3 or 4 pound bag, which I know a lot of you loved. You guys crushed that. We sold so many seed potatoes. It was absolutely insane. We sold out of seed potatoes in roughly about a week, and we sold through. We sold through probably close to, I'd say like 8 or 9 thousand pounds of seed potatoes. It was unreal. The whole bay, that whole bay back there it was just pallet after pallet after pallet of seed potatoes that came from our grower. We actually bought all our grower had in stock. Like they literally had all these in cold storage, and we said, "We'll take them all." And they go, "Huh?" Yeah, we took them all. They said, "Well, we can't sell you anymore. We don't have anymore. We still need to save some to plant ourselves." So they keep some as seed reserve. So those will be available in the spring, and I'm really excited about it for sure. Let's see. Um, oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't. Yeah, I'm glad I thought to mention the quarter pound packets because a lot of people don't know that we have them. They're really super cool. I'll see if I hopefully my if the Wi-Fi drops, I will retreat. But the quarter pounders are over here, and I want to show you what they look like. They're awesome. So these are our quarter pounders right here. So like literally, again, they're sold out. So I'm showing you a Buylicious corn. These already, like I said, 20% off. The sale was insane. You guys went nuts. And so we got, like I said, quarter pound of the Buylicious corn that is sold out. Um, we have the Golden Bantam. Look at that. That's a ton of seed. I mean, that's a boatload of seed right there. That is absolutely, it's crazy. It's 650 seeds. 650 seeds come in that right there. So you see that right there. Bunch of seed. Still has on the back, but really super cool packets. So we have the Blue Lake Bush Bean, like I was talking about. I mean, pretty freaking cool, honestly. Sweet. So sweet. So that's approximately 600 bean seeds. Peas over there. We also have a cover crop mix. So if you are doing cover cropping, or if you're planting like a feed plot for deer, a lot of people actually, a lot of people, believe it or not, have been buying that cover crop mix to plant out a feed plot for hunting deer. What you do on your property is up to you. But yeah, that cover crop mix is really awesome. So you can go get that over there too. All of it's 20% off. The entire store is 20% off. Any Italian pole beans? Well, we do have some Italian beans, but I don't know if we have Italian pole beans necessarily. So for instance, we've got this Roma 2 bean. This Roma 2 is an Italian bean. It's not a pole, it is a bush. It's a very flat bean. One of my favorite Italian beans actually is that Roma bean. I can't necessarily think of any other like truly Italian beans that would be pole, unfortunately. Luke, why are you wearing your hat indoors? Because it's actually cold. It's Sunday, as you guys know. Um, and because of that, we keep the heat really low on the weekends. And it's 25 degrees here in Michigan. We just got like 4 or 5 inches of snow. And the building right now is set to 63 degrees. So because it keeps our utilities low when no one's here typically. So it's freezing. It's really cold. Like I would normally have a jacket on, but I don't want to look like a total freak. So I just have a hat on. Let's see. Uh, okay, yeah, great question. Great question. So, question is from Ephemeral Life. I think Ephemeral Life. Suggestions on a slicer or beefsteak tomato that are less than 60 days to harvest. So you get a little tricky. Especially with beefsteak. Now, I don't necessarily know if this would classify as like a beefsteak or not, but one of the fastest maturing slicing tomatoes that I know of is actually known as silvery fir tree tomato. I don't know if it's right in front of me or not. I got look at all these tomatoes. It's We have a problem, you guys, and it's a good problem, but it's that I'm addicted to tomato. I love growing heirloom tomatoes. We have over 100, I believe 130, over 130 varieties of heirloom tomatoes. These are all heirloom tomatoes. The These are all heirloom tomatoes too. Yeah. 130, 135, 140, 142. Um, yeah, and I don't exactly know where it's at on the line, because stuff does move around a bit. Do know, I do know we have it, obviously. It's called Silvery Fir Tree. The leaves are really crazy on it. You will love it. It's one of the fastest maturing slicing tomatoes that I know of. You could also try this right here. So this right here is right in front of me. And this is known as Mountain Princess. Mountain Princess is a crazy fast variety, crazy fast maturing variety. It does say approximately 70 days. However, generally, more often than not, and I'll be honest, 70 days is a bit of a stretch. That's based on, so we have like 60 different growers that grow for us now. And every grower is from different climates. I find, and those come from Minnesota. So in Minnesota, like I think you're depending on where you're at, you're going to find that the growing conditions may vary slightly from the amount of days it takes to truly mature. We find typically we're at like right around like 60-ish days for the Mountain Princess to mature. So about 10 days shorter than what is like recommended. Obviously, these are all estimates. It may take 55, it may take 75, it may take 80. But those two are really reliable. Those are nice slicing tomatoes that I definitely recommend trying. But then there's also, I think this one here. No, not, yeah. Unfortunately, that is a little bit too long. So I love to grow the Ace 55. But the Ace 55 is like about 80 days. I grow the Ace 55 because it's like one of the most reliable slicing tomatoes you can possibly get your hands on. It's a determinate, so it stays really low and bushy, but the thing just pumps out the tomatoes. It's wild how many tomatoes it produces, and they're perfect. They're like completely crack free. If you've never tried the Ace 55 tomato, it's like a 100 out of 100. It is a must grow. It's so the flavor is just classic. It's got great flavor, got good acid, but yet it's like still like very savory and a little bit sweet. It's so superb for canning. It's so great for just if you're growing for market or you're growing for just a good slicing tomato. It's all purpose. Handles a drought really well, handles a heat wave really well. It does not crack. That tomato, I repeat, does not crack. We've thrown the whole kitchen sink at it and it never cracks. So try the Ace 55 tomato, but yeah, but unfortunately for Ephemeral Life, the person asking the question, unfortunately it's not a like a 60-day tomato. Let's see. Um, yeah, no, we unfortunately we don't have that variety. We don't carry the Necra Gold variety of pole bean. So unfortunately, um, yeah, unfortunately that we don't have that. Um, let's see here. Um, so I saw a couple people ask about the garden, or a couple people mentioning the garden beds. So the garden beds, one person was asking why they're not on sale. They actually are, believe it or not. So I will for sure lose signal if I walk all the way over to where the garden beds are. So just bear with me. The garden beds. The garden beds are they are like MIgardener garden beds. They're super cool. The whole garden. Maybe you guys can see it. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. The whole garden we have at the shop and the whole garden we have at the hold on. Hopefully I don't lose signal here. I can walk this way and you guys can check them out. So these garden beds. Oh, okay. I don't think I've lost you. That's great. Our signal we have two different Wi-Fi routers. So depending on where I'm at in the building, like it'll totally just drop me dead in its tracks. So I've got these two amazing garden beds here. And we've got the large size and the small size. That's the large size, that's the small size. And they're a 2-in-1. You could technically make them more than a 2-in-1, but you can either make them, we call it a hot dog size or a hamburger size. So the one is going to be obviously longer, the other is going to be wider. Using the same parts, they're all kind of just depending on how you orient them. They are on sale. All you have to do is add them to your cart. I promise you, Pinky promise you, I'm not wasting your time. If you want to get 20% off, they are 20% off. It's just we had to do them slightly different. Same thing, same exact thing with our green stock. So we have our amazing like super cool green stock systems. We got our green stock planters. They are awesome. This has it on the wheelbase. We love the heck out of these. We plant them, like we've got a bunch out on our patio. We grow strawberries, we grow petunias, we grow peppers in them. Bush beans do insanely well. Lettuce does so well. We grow a ton of stuff in them. They are also 20% off. Our raised beds and the green stock systems are 20% off. When you put them in your cart, it will automatically apply a code. The code will be automatically applied to take off 20% simply because they're not like our products. They are our products and our website, but they're not fulfilled by us. We actually have the manufacturer. So for our raised beds, that is Vigo Garden. So Vigo Garden, actually, we contacted Vigo Garden and said, we would like you to make an exclusive raised bed to our dimensions and our specs. Will you produce them? They said, for sure. And since we also have the warehousing, we'll also ship them. So because of that, it goes through their system, their inventory system. And because of that, we can't have it under the same 20% discount. When you put it in your cart, it will literally say thanks 20. Thanks 20 is the code that takes off 20% off of the raised beds and the green stock system. So you can still save 20% on that as well, which is like a stupid good savings. I like really good savings on the raised beds. They're also guaranteed for life. Anything happens 15 years down the road, contact us. We'll either refund or replace. Like, we're that serious about them. They are built to last, and they're made with the best quality materials. Vigo Garden is actually based out of Texas. Robert is the like the president or CEO of the company, and Robert and I have gotten to know each other really well over the years, and he's such an awesome guy. By far the best raised beds for your money you're going to get anywhere. Our whole entire garden was Vigo beds, and then we went from wood to Vigo beds simply because the wood started rotting a little faster than I could keep up with. And I love using wood. I still advocate using wood. It's very, very inexpensive. But for how much work I'm doing, the workload that I have, I need something that's going to be a little bit better for my lifestyle. So, gardening is not a one size fits all solution. And when you look at people that use wood or people that use metal or people use cinder block, there's a variety of different building materials for raised beds. This is really based on your personal preference. They all have pros and cons, but I can safely say for me and for us, the metal raised beds are the way to go. I will never go back. I will never go back. They're so nice. Um, let's see. All right. Yeah, Kat. Had to decide if moving green stock into the garage for South Dakota winter was manageable. Decided it was. Yeah, the moving your green stalks inside for the winter is smart. Obviously, what's really great is they're stackable, so you literally just take them off and move them. I think those are phenomenal. I personally love the green stalks, but yeah, for longevity's sake, uh, I would definitely recommend moving them indoors if you got the space and you can. Um, The stone white is beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my goodness, the stone white is so pretty. I absolutely love the stone white green stock. It's my one. I also really like the green one too. Good afternoon, Peggy. Is it afternoon? Is it afternoon? Yes, it is. It is afternoon. Well, good afternoon, Peggy. I guess it is. It's 2 o'clock. Boy, it's funny when you're in relaxation mode. When you're when you are in relaxation mode, it's so easy just to let the whole day slip by. Like, we've been just chilling. We've been chilling as a family and relaxing, and it's been so nice. It's been so nice. Let's take a seat here. take a quick little break from our feet here. Put you up in a stand. Okay, here we go. Oh man, sorry. Oh, it's a little awkward there. Okay. Oh, great question. Great question. So Kim Daniels, does it matter which kind of lettuce you can winter sow? Great question. So to winter sowing is an awesome way to start seedlings without needing to have all the infrastructure for starting seeds indoors. Winter sowing basically is the process of taking like a container, or we've actually winter sown directly in our raised beds. It couldn't be simpler. So imagine like you get those clear Rubbermaid little containers. They're like about this size. Those clear containers, they have the lid, um, or sometimes they're like Hefty brand or whatever. Um, well, what you do is in the raised bed, you sprinkle your seeds, or in a container like this, you fill it with soil, only like halfway up, and then you put your seeds in. And when you put your seeds in, you pop the lid on, you poke a few holes in the lid. Some people use milk jugs, some people use juice containers, so many different ways of doing it. But then you water it in, cover it up with some soil, and you just sit it outside. Just sit it outside. You do this in like December, January time. Set them right outside, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen until the conditions are ready for stuff to germinate. It's really magical. It's basically the equivalent of volunteers, only you're controlling where the volunteers sprout, basically. If you were to let a lettuce plant go to seed and let the seeds fall on the ground, they wouldn't sprout until spring, because obviously they don't want to die when the weather gets cold. So they stay dormant in the soil. When April and May roll around, the weather warms up, or some cases, depending on where you live, might be sooner than that. But for us, it'd be like April, May. They'd start germinating just as soon as the weather warmed up. And then growing. You're growing. You take the little seedlings, you can scoop them out with a spoon, move them out into your garden, or some people will put them into seedling trays at that point. It's just a really convenient way of starting seeds where you don't need to have all the infrastructure. Works better with. I've been told it works with anything, and I believe that. In my experience, I've had much better success with like our cold weather stuff. I still will start tomatoes indoors. I'll still start peppers indoors. I will still start, cucumbers indoors, stuff like that. I've had really good luck winter sowing flowers, winter sowing lettuce, spinach, radishes, beets, kale, wide variety. In terms of, to get back to the question, so we're not off topic, the best lettuce that you can grow, the best lettuce, in my opinion, would be any lettuce. There's no lettuce that I have ever found to be bad that would be bad for winter sowing, or necessarily even better for winter sowing. I will say, bring you guys with me. I'll pick up the whole phone stand here. We'll go over the lettuce. Go over the lettuce category. So we got our peppers, all 20% off over at MIgardener.com. All of it, 20% off. So we got our lettuce here. I have found in my experience that the darker the leaf, or the crinklier the leaf, the better it is. What do I mean by that? So for instance, you have a very crinkly Lola Rosa versus, if I hear this, like Cimarron is a very dark leaf, right? The darker the leaf, or the crinklier the leaf, the better they are at tolerating the cold. Compare that to like black seeded Simpson. Black seeded Simpson is a little curly, but it's not really that curly compared to other varieties. This one is wonderful in the spring. It's a very soft. It's probably one of my all-time favorite lettuces. That and Tango and Ruby Red. Uh, I don't really have a true favorite because I grow them all and they're all awesome. But I love how soft and buttery the black seeded Simpson is. It's a household favorite. It's been everybody's favorite for so long. It's one of our best selling varieties for good reason, but it does not handle the cold quite as well as a variety like oak leaf is another one. So Tango, for instance, is a green leaf, but it's very crinkly. I don't focus, not on me. Focus the packet. I don't know why. It's either way. You can look at the picture online. The picture, it's very crinkly. And those crinklier leaves, the darker leaves, like the ruby red, the cimarron, the red romaine. Red romaine's not crinkly, but it's dark. It's dark, and that means that it can handle the cold a whole lot better than a than say like a green non-crinkly variety. So try those varieties. I think you'll really like them. All right. Can you recommend a good LED grown lettuce? We've grown lettuce indoors for salad greens for years. We're gonna do it again this year, in fact, hydroponically. And I mean, I typically would say any variety except for your iceberg lettuces, any type of crisp head lettuce. I would stick away from like the Great Lakes 118. I would stay away from the iceberg. I would stay away from Pablo. I love all of them. Those are actually Pablo is probably my top five favorite lettuces of all time. But for growing like indoors or growing hydroponically, it does not do all that well. It does far better outdoors. So other than that, just stay away from the crisp head varieties. Anything crisp head, like your iceberg ball head lettuce, those don't do the best. But anything else we've had incredible success with. Incredible success. Like I said, blind pick. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Grab a variety. It's going to do awesome for you. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Let's go. I love that. I've had Tango survive the winter and into spring here in Massachusetts. Yes, Tango will do that. Tango will overwinter. It'll just hunker down underneath the snow. The snow will melt in the spring and it'll just be like, what I miss. That's what it does. I swear to you, that's what it does. That's what it does for us. That and the kale. Oh my goodness, like the scarlet kale, the blue curl Scotch kale, the red Russian, not so much. The red Russian, depending on how cold the winter is, won't always fare that well. But the blue curled Scotch kale, the dinosaur, like the lacinato kale, the black magic kale, and the the what else? What there's another uh, scarlet kale. There's a fifth variety of kale that really the only one, basically the only one that does not do super well throughout the whole winter is um the red Russian. Oh, it was the Premier kale. Premier kale is also really cold hardy. So Premier kale, Premier kale, blue curled Scotch kale, scarlet kale, your lacinato kale, and your black magic kale. Like they will go through winter, have snow completely draped over them. They will look awesome. They look like little trees from a Dr. Seuss book or something. And then when the springtime melt comes, all the snow melts away, gets above freezing. They literally just go, oh, when's the party starting? It's off to the races. Great. Mm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jamie. So what are some things indoors to grow other than lettuce, like in small pots or a 10-20 flat? Uh, we've done so. Okay, let's talk about tomatoes here. Tomatoes are some of my favorite things to grow indoors under grow lights because they're so cool. Like they're really, really cool. One of my all-time favorites are our micro tom tomatoes, our micro, like our ultra dwarf tomatoes. So we've got one variety here called Tiny Tim. It's gonna take me a second to find it because Lord, we have so many varieties of tomatoes here. Tiny Tim, Tiny Tim is one, but then we also have another variety called Cherry Falls. Cherry Falls are teeny tiny. Plant only gets like 12 inches tall. They're so small that they blow my mind. They only get like 12 to 14 inches tall and they're loaded with tomatoes. And you can grow them indoors under grow lights in a small little pot. Let's see. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Where are you at? Tiny Tim. There we go. Tiny Tim. Teeny tiny, itty bitty little plants. Really good, tasty tomatoes, and they're a ton of fun to grow. They're so much fun. They're addicting. They're so cool. They're so much fun to grow. But other than that, tomatoes. Um, what else? We've done really well growing radishes indoors. Radishes are super easy to grow. We've grown arugula, herbs. Oh my gosh, how did I forget herbs? Like basil, basil, parsley, cilantro. They grow so well indoors, so well under grow lights. Like basil's probably one of my all-time favorite like herbs to grow indoors. Chives, you can grow chives, green onions. Those all require very little soil, very little space. They do awesome under grow lights. And then we had some luck with bush beans. Those are kind of fun. Oh, little cucumbers. Oh my gosh, check it out. Okay, so come with me. All 20% off, by the way. At MIgardener.com. All 20% off. Now Monday. Okay, cucumbers. So we actually grew this variety of cucumber indoors last year. So much fun. The staff loved checking it out. It was really cool. It was the Space Master 80 cucumber, which is where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Come on now. There we go. Space Master 80. The Space Master 80 is a super small. The plant only gets like a foot and a half, 2 feet long. It'll put out these adorable cucumbers that I will say the picture makes them look a lot bigger than they really are. The picture makes them look like they're a normal sized cucumber. They might only be like 4 to 5 inches long. They're not really huge cucumbers by any means, but they're a freaking riot to grow indoors. They're so much fun. And they grow underneath just a really good quality grow light. So much fun. So definitely give those a shot. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. Speaking of tomatoes, currently canning sauce as we speak. Let's go. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. You know, I'll tell you what. There's something so special about taking the food, and you guys blast the like button if you agree. If you don't, that's totally fine. There is something so incredibly special about going to the grocery store for your essentials and only your essentials. When you see people, and I'm not by any means, I'm not grocery store shaming people. I am not, I'm not getting on people that get their produce from the grocery store. We do too. Like half of my gardening conversations occur in the produce aisle. You know what? A lot of times I'm picking up bananas or I'm picking up stuff that's out of season that I have not put away or not put up in storage or grown enough of or whatever. So, hey, that's fine. But there is something so incredibly empowering about going to your grocery store and getting eggs. If you have chickens, you don't even need those, but we don't have chickens. So we get eggs, we get milk, we get flour, bread, butter, some staple stuff, maybe some tortillas because we love our tacos and whatnot. But you're walking by, you're on a mission. And you see all these people and they're looking like they're picking up the tomatoes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe these tomatoes are $4 a pound. Oh, they're so expensive. I'm like, ask me what the price of tomatoes are at the grocery store. I don't know. you know, it's like when when our peppers are coming out our ears, and I'm like pickling up banana peppers, and I go into the store and someone's like, they're like picking up a jar, like a tiny little jar of peppers that have yellow dye in them. By the way, why are we putting yellow dye in pickled peppers? Stop this immediately. You see these like preservative laden jars of banana peppers, and I'm like, yo, I got 10 jars that I just put up last week. It's such an empowering feeling. It is such an empowering feeling. Like literally the most empowering feeling ever, ever. And what's super cool is the fact that not only is it empowering, it's like, I did that, I grew that. Your family enjoys the food and they're like, wow, this is super cool. We're seeing the fruits of our labor. We're saving money on our grocery bill. And then what I love to do, you guys, what I love to do is it's kind of a novelty, take it or leave it. But what I love to do is I love to total up because I'm a bit of a numbers freak. I love to total up all the produce that we harvested and the approximate savings that we were able to save. And what I do is I more or less give that as like a vacation bonus. So we usually take about 2 to 3 vacations a year as a family. Usually they're like road trips because as a family of 4, flying is usually way out of the budget. But we usually take a road trip. And what I'll tell the kids is, all right, so we have, and this is a true story. I'll say, vacation budget, we take our 2 to 3 vacations a year. That doesn't change. But when we're on vacation, the kids are always like, hey, Dad, can I get this t-shirt? Or Dad, I want to get this lobster. We took a trip to Maine, which is a ton of fun, by the way, beautiful state. They're like, can I get this lobster? And it's like, okay, well, we had money to take, we saved up money to go on these little vacations, these little, like 3 to 4 day trips as a family. But like all the extras, what I do is I add, because we would have bought groceries anyways. We would have bought stuff from the grocery store anyways. So what I do is I basically take that money that we saved, right? Take that money that we saved, and I tell the kids, okay, this money is what we saved. This is your budget. You guys divvy this up. Mrs. MIgardener, if you want to get some stuff too, that's the budget. And it builds this level of excitement and camaraderie around growing your own food and preserving food, putting food away to save money as a family. Because then it's like, look, if our budget was, say, for a vacation, if our budget was $1,000 for a 4-day vacation for a family of 4, which like that's usually what it is, with like food and hotels and all that stuff and gas to get there. If it was like $1,000 budget, we could say, all right, well, you got like $200 of spending money now. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun because they light up. They're like, really? Are you serious? Can I get this little lobster? So yeah. So yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely really fun. Okay. Question here. What's in the tomato Mexican sauce? Oops. What's in the tomato Mexican sauce? I just do tomato sauce and pasta sauce normally, but um that sounds good. So typically we don't make there's not really like a pasta sauce that's Mexican necessarily. What we typically will do in our household, because Cindy is Latina, we will sometimes make like Mexican spaghetti, which is usually it's these like tiny little like it's if they took it's almost like they took angel hair pasta and they chopped it up. About the only way I can describe it. Or like a spaghetti noodle and they just chopped it up real fine into like little tidbits. Um, we just roast some tomatoes, roast some garlic, roast some onion, we peel the skins off. We throw them into a blender with a little bit of cumin, a little bit of just a little teeny tiny pinch of cayenne. We'll throw in some salt, pepper, and the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is Mexican oregano. Mexican oregano. We don't have seeds for it at MIgardener, unfortunately. We have seeds for regular oregano. Mexican oregano is so unique. It's so different. But Mexican oregano is like that little something that just makes it so special. We'll throw all that together, and oh man, it's good. It's real special. It's so delicious, and that's all we do. That's all we do. We usually use the Rio Grande tomato for that. So we have actually that tomato right here, right in front of our face. This is the tomato we use for that. Now you can use any tomato, but if you want your food, I always say we have a big enough garden. We have a big enough garden, and so I always tell everybody if you're growing, if you intend on cooking a variety of different cultural foods, consider growing tomatoes that would be culturally used because it'll make your food taste a lot more authentic. There's nothing wrong with using aroma to make your salsa. I've done it. Most people, I think, do it. But the Rio Grande is a paste tomato that has a flavor profile that you would typically find more frequently in Mexican cooking. It was born and bred down in that area. You can grow it up here just fine, but that acid balanced, just the profile, the flavor profile is typically what you're going to find more frequently. It'd be the equivalent of supplementing like a ancho pepper and a poblano pepper. Okay. Ancho and poblano. One is very Mexican. The other is actually more Tex-Mex. So most people, to the untrained taste bud, that's not a knock. That's just how it is. If you have like fajitas typically are going to have mostly green bell pepper, and then they are typically going to have an ancho pepper. An ancho pepper is going to be more of like a Tex-Mex style pepper. If you go further south of the border, and let's say you have chili rellenos. Okay, chili rellenos is something that I make. It's like my specialty. Everyone in my family loves when I make chili rellenos. It's like you take egg, you make a batter with you take the egg whites and you fluff them, and then you fold in the egg yolk, and then you add a little bit of flour to that. You make a little bit of batter. You batter up these roasted poblano peppers, and then you fry them, and you stuff them with cheese and you fry them. They're like the best thing in the world, truly the best thing in the world. You would not use an ancho. Well, you could use an ancho. You could use a poblano. They're almost interchangeable. But how smoky they are, how thick the walls are, how thick the wall of the pepper is, it's like totally, well, sounds kind of dumb to say it's like a totally different pepper because duh, it is a totally different pepper. But yeah, when you cook those cultural foods, the closer you can get to what they would use normally gets you way more in that ballpark of like, man, it's good. It's authentic and it tastes like how it should. So consider growing the Rio Grande for your salsa. Consider growing the Rio Grande for making any type of like Mexican dish. You will taste the difference. I promise. I pinky promise. With both hands. I double pinky promise. Yes, get the lobster. That's funny. Uh, what's the topic of this live stream? I don't know. Just hanging out. no, the topic of the live stream, and we're almost done here actually, but the topic of this live stream was to encourage you guys. I was just answering questions, really. I was just answering seed related questions for all of you. But the topic of this live stream is to encourage all of you to go over to MIgardener.com and stock up on seeds, stock up on fertilizer, stock up on garden goods, stock up because they are 20% off site wide. You don't need a coupon code now and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. After tomorrow, it's done. It's done. So, like Tuesday, people are going to be, I guarantee you, people are going to be waking up Tuesday and said, shoot, I missed out. MIgardener, could you honor this? And unfortunately, our answer is, hey, look, we appreciate it, but we ran the sale from Thursday to Monday. Unfortunately, if we continue to honor it, we're going to have, where does it stop? Does it stop Tuesday? Does it stop Wednesday? At that point, you're like Macy's and it's always a sale. At that point, you're like JC Penney, it's always a sale. And then it gets built in. The thing is that with MIgardener, our seeds, even at full price, and those that have experienced our seeds know the quality, know the price, know the selection, know the people behind the brand, know that our seeds are already on sale. These seeds, all of them should be like $3 to $4 a pack. They just should be. That's the market price for a pack of seeds these days. That's what everyone's charging for seeds. But because we do so much in house, because we don't send out a catalog, because we do our own advertising, because we use social media, we use the power of you to spread the amazing word of what we're doing. Because we do that, because we have amazing relationships with our farmers, we have had long-standing relationships with our farmers, because we grow a lot of the seeds. Like, I think now we're growing, I think, like close to 30 different varieties of seed for the shop. We're growing 30 of those seeds. Like, we're growing more ourselves to save money. We're doing all those things to save money, to offset that cost so that we can have $2 seeds. So they're already on sale at full price, but now, right now, they're $1.60 a pack. And so when Tuesday rolls around and someone says, hey, would you please honor this code? It's like, we don't pick favorites, because then if we honor a code for someone, we're going to honor a code for somebody else. We would never do something for someone that we would not do for someone else. Plain and simple. Because then at that point, that violates my ethical belief, which is that you just don't have favorites. You don't have a favorite. If someone comes to the shop, if some like really super ultra wealthy socialite billionaire comes into the shop and says, I would like to buy one of everything, and I would like you to plant it in my garden, and I will give you free promotionals for a year, I would say, thank you, I am flattered. Unfortunately, I can't plant out your garden for you. I don't plant out anybody's garden. I don't have that type of time. I need to make sure that everything is, you know, kept fair for everybody else. I'll happily sell you these varieties. If you would like to give us promotional stuff, I'm always flattered with people talking about us. But I can't plant out your garden for you. And they said, well, could I have a discount? I say, unfortunately, we can set you up with a wholesale discount if you intend on retailing these packets. But we already discount our prices as much as we can. It doesn't matter if you're buying the whole store. It doesn't. I can't sacrifice that for you, because then I'd have to offer that to everybody else. And I don't favorite someone coming in and spending $10,000 versus someone spending $1. The fact of the matter is, for me, is someone entrusting a single dollar, is just as important as someone entrusting $10,000 with us, because it's still trust. And trust is that we are going to deliver a high quality product, the highest quality product you're going to find, into your garden. And that's really, like, that's just what it comes down to. That's why we don't have favorites. And that's why we've never been able to, like, honor codes after that. And some people are like, yeah, well, Macy's will do it up to 30 days. And I'm like, then tell Macy's to carry vegetable seeds. Because it's got to be fair for everybody. If it's not fair, we don't do it. Plain and simple. We just don't pick favorites. Never have, never will. So, yeah, that's my spiel. All right. Um, that's a good point. Yeah, I love that. All right. Hmm. Try to find a question to end on here. There's so many, unfortunately. Man, there's so many questions. Unfortunately, I don't have time to answer a lot of these because they're like long. Um, I guess one asks, is there anything I can grow indoors until lambs become lions? Asks, does anyone know of anything I can grow indoors that produces something sweet? Any indoor berries? Unfortunately, no. I don't know of anything sweet necessarily. You could try growing strawberries. Actually, you know what? That'd probably be my best recommendation of them all. You could grow, well, two. Now that I think about it, grow some herb stevia. It's not technically sweet, but the heat just turned on. It's not technically sweet, but it's kind of a cheat. Herb stevia and strawberries. Everbearing strawberries. You can grow an everbearing variety of strawberry. When we carry them in April, hit us up. We'll have quite a few different varieties of everbearing strawberries. Those are strawberries that don't strawberries will typically only produce fruit in June. Those are known as June bearing. But then you have everbearing strawberries, which produce strawberries all season long, just a little bit at a time. So people in Florida that don't have winter-like conditions, they will typically grow an everbearing variety. And that is all the time we have. So I want to thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I also want to thank you all for checking out the seed store. MIgardener.com has been around selling the highest quality vegetable seeds at the lowest possible price now for 14 years. 14 years. We're going to be celebrating our 15th year this January, which is so insane. So insane. 15 years this January. And you better believe we're going to do something special for at least that. I don't know what. I have no idea what. We're doing something special. But this whole, we got a lot of seeds. Over 800 different varieties nowadays, you guys. 800 different varieties. So amazing. I just can't thank you guys enough for your support over these years, for spreading the word, for loving our seed shop, for loving what we do. It means a ton. I did want to end on this because I saw this question come up that I just want to touch on. The question was about the exclusive tomatoes and why they're $4. I'm just going to briefly touch on this and then we're going to sign off. I gotta get going. But the exclusive tomato varieties, they are $4 a pack because we grew them ourselves. They are very, very, very rare. So we've got the Solar Eclipse tomato. Wow. Beautiful. We've got Bountylicious. You won't find these tomatoes anywhere else. You will not find these tomatoes anywhere. They're over at MIgardener.com. They are in the new for 2026 tab. Now, please be aware that there are a couple new for 2026 seeds, like the Thai chili, and the there's a couple. We have I think 25 new seeds these days for 2026. There's a couple seeds that are not exclusive to MIgardener. They're just new, but everything else that is over there in the new for 2026 tab is MIgardener exclusive tomatoes. The reason why they're $4 is because they were insanely expensive to produce, and this is the first year that we are releasing them. After this year, I repeat, after this year, the price will go down or the seed count will go up. One of the two will happen. And so right now, you can get your hands on heirloom seeds that you will not be able to find anywhere else that were grown at our farm with the intent on having exclusive tomato varieties that you will not be able to find anywhere else in this whole world. They are heirloom, meaning you can save the seeds from year after year. But this year is the kind of the unveiling year. There has been a tremendous expense in bringing these seeds to market. And that is why they are more expensive this year, because we need to recoup some of that cost before we can lower the price or increase the seed count. Because when they're sold out, they're sold out. We have more seed to grow if they sell out, but we don't have more seed to pack, meaning when the packs are gone, they are gone. And so you can go head over to MIgardener.com and get those. They are unbelievable, truly unbelievable. And I highly recommend trying a few or trying all of them. Now, the final thing to note, when you see the note that says a limit of 2 per customer, what that means is a limit of 2 of each variety. Doesn't mean just 2, it means 2 of each variety. So if you get like 2 of the Bountylicious, if you get 2 of the Tangerine Crim, 2 of the Royal Paste, that's what we mean by 2. What it does is it prevents someone from coming in, swooping in, buying all the packets up, because then it's like, do we just, where do we offer 10? Do we offer 20? It's the same dilemma of offering discounts after the discount should have ended, because if someone comes and says, I want to buy 50 of them, well, do we honor that? do we say sure, and then they're all gone? But then we see on eBay like a month later, the Tangerine Crim is $10 a pack, and people are confused. They're like, Luke's flipping his seeds on eBay for more. Like, no, that's not even us. That's somebody else that bought the seeds from us. And that's happened. That's happened plenty of times. So we made that mistake of letting people just order whatever they want. It was like a free for all, and it was a chaos. So we said the first year we were limiting the stock, limiting the purchase to 2 packs per variety per person, and that totally prevents it from being abused. So that's why there's a 2-pack limit per variety. That is why they're $4 a pack. You are getting, you're getting something that is incredibly rare that you're not going to find anywhere else. But that's the reasoning behind it. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Love you all so much. I hope I was able to answer some of your questions. I hope that you'll check out MIgardener.com, and I really do hope that you'll continue to spread the word about what we're doing for not only the gardening community, but just the seed world. And we have always tried to be an industry leader, doing the best that we can do to be a difference maker and a change maker. And I hope that we have done a good job of that. So I love you all so much. I hope you all had an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope you all are safe and warm, and I hope you all feel loved, because I'll tell you what, I'm so thankful for all of you. I am so thankful for all of you. And not a day goes by that I don't feel thankful for all of you. You are truly, truly, truly special, truly loved. And I mean that. I'm flat out. If you meet me in person, a lot of you have met me in person. A lot of you say, well, you're the same. You're exactly the same as you are online. Like, there's no smoke and mirrors. I'll happily give you a hug the moment you walk in the door. You're family to me. You're a friend to me. You are our guest, and you're loved. So take that with you throughout the day. Hope you have an awesome rest of your weekend. Remember, the sale ends tomorrow. So if you want to save 20%, go head over to MIgardener.com, stock up, load up. And if you have rewards points, you can use those as well. Just click the star in the bottom of the page. When you go over to MIgardener.com, log into your account, you can then redeem your rewards points for dollars off your purchase, meaning you can stack that with the 20% off to save even a little bit more. So we love you all so much. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day and grow bigger. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye. Love you all.